Liam, Abby, and Ethan Harper had only known each other for an hour when they faced a situation that would change their careers as police officers in San Francisco forever. The event, as unfortunate as it was common, might not surprise you, but the outcome was anything but ordinary. Before diving into the incident, let's give you some context to understand what led to this moment. But before we dive into the story, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting stories. Liam Abbey, a 35-year-old police sergeant, came from a long line of policemen. His family legacy gave him an inflated sense of superiority, making him arrogant and feared. People preferred to stay silent rather than confront him, allowing him to rise through the ranks with ease. His mother had always warned him that his attitude would push people away, but Liam never listened. To him, the Abbeys were a respected family of cops, the best San Francisco had ever seen, and he felt no need to apologize for who he was. On the other hand, Ethan Harper, a rookie cop, was the complete opposite. He was a good person, dedicated to his job, and eager to prove himself on his first patrol. When Liam found out he'd be partnered with a rookie, he was in a foul mood. He saw it as an opportunity to assert his dominance over the new officer. Ethan, full of excitement, didn't realize what he was about to face. Their patrol had barely started when Liam slowed the car, watching a 5-year-old black girl riding her bicycle. Ethan, confused, asked why they were stopping, as nothing seemed suspicious. Liam's silence and piercing glance made Ethan uneasy. After several tense minutes, Liam declared, "I'm going to show you what it means to be a real San Francisco cop," and stepped out of the car. Ethan hoped his partner would act professionally, but when Liam began interrogating the girl aggressively, it became clear that the sergeant was targeting her because of her race. Ethan tried to intervene, pleading with Liam to leave the child alone, but his superior ignored him, chasing after the terrified girl when she tried to run home. When Liam handcuffed the sobbing child, Ethan knew he had to act. The girl ran toward her house, sobbing uncontrollably, but Liam, determined to assert his authority, grabbed her by the arm and handcuffed her, despite her obvious fear. Ethan's heart sank. He knew this was wrong, but Liam was his superior. Still, something in him couldn't let this continue. He tried once more to stop Liam, shouting, "Liam, stop! She's just a child! She hasn't done anything wrong!" But Liam was relentless, convinced the girl was guilty simply because she ran. What neither officer knew was that they were not alone. The girl's father, alarmed by his daughter's cries, had heard the commotion from inside the house. Rushing out to the street, he was met with the shocking scene of his little girl being handcuffed by 2 police officers. Furious, the man stormed over, demanding they let his daughter go. Liam, still full of misplaced confidence, brushed him off. But the moment the man pulled out his wallet and flashed his ID, Liam's arrogance vanished. The man wasn't just any angry father. He was Patrick Reynolds, the new district police deputy. He had just arrived in town and was set to start his new position the next day. Liam's face turned pale as the reality of the situation hit him. He had handcuffed his own boss's daughter. Yet instead of admitting his mistake, Liam tried to cover up his actions, claiming the girl had been causing trouble. But his explanation was weak, and Harper could no longer stand the lies. Ethan finally broke his silence. He told Captain Reynolds the truth, how Liam had targeted the girl without cause and terrified her. The captain was enraged, not just because it was his daughter, but because of the blatant racism Liam had shown. He ordered both officers back to the station immediately, making it clear that this was far from over. Back at the station, the truth couldn't be hidden. Ethan's honesty and courage earned him praise from Captain Reynolds, who reminded him that standing up for justice and ethics should always come before loyalty to a superior. Meanwhile, Liam's downfall had begun. The next day, Liam was called into Captain Reynolds' office, still believing he could talk his way out of the situation as he had done many times before. His arrogance had kept him at the top of his game for years, but this time, things were different. As soon as the office door closed, Captain Reynolds informed him that his actions had crossed a line, one that could not be forgiven. Liam tried to argue, pleading with the captain to reconsider based on his years of service. He insisted that the girl had been causing trouble and that he had acted in the city's best interest. But Captain Reynolds was having none of it. He was new to the precinct, but he had no intention of allowing a corrupt officer, especially one who had wrongfully arrested his daughter, to remain in the force. "Racism has no place here," the captain stated firmly. "No matter who you think you are or how untouchable you believe yourself to be, I will not tolerate it." The dismissal was swift. Liam's smug confidence drained from his face as the reality set in. His career as a police officer was over. No amount of begging or excuses could save him. The captain had seen through his lies, and there was no one left willing to back him up. Liam, once feared and untouchable, was now facing the consequences of his actions. Meanwhile, Ethan Harper's bravery had not gone unnoticed. Despite his short time on the force, Ethan had shown more integrity than many seasoned officers. Captain Reynolds commended him for telling the truth, despite the risks of going against a superior. His colleagues, too, congratulated him for standing up for what was right. In the end, Liam's arrogance had been his undoing. His mother had warned him that his attitude would drive people away, and she had been right. Ethan, the rookie whom Liam had underestimated, had turned out to be the true hero of the story, proving that courage, honesty, and justice would always prevail over corruption.